And we are back. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So, what are we doing today? Looking back at some of the original images that I posted um, already for the embargo. Kind of started these a couple days before embargo started. And just going to pop back over here and review where this is at. This is my first render. That's just a pre-built character. I like for the characters in my stories typically to be some that I've customized. But I thought I'm going to recreate this with the new character that we have created. This one right here. Was going to be our leading lady for the story. And yeah, I'm going to put her back in this render and go back and start recreating these renders, tweaking them out, making them a little bit better, but having my original character in them. So that makes the first order of business actually going to the scene and saving the pose of this character. So before I did that, I wanted to make sure that it was original, not based on, another pose entirely, that I had completely customized it. And I don't plan to sell these, but you never want to not know that something has got content that you didn't make, obviously. I say obviously, I hope that's obvious. So I'm just doing a few things here to make sure that it is a completely original pose. Don't love how those toes look right there, but anywho. So I have already baked these poses, but just to be sure, I'm going to press Shift, Control B. You guys won't see the window that pops up unless I show it to you in the second window, but this is what the Bake Transforms window pop-up looks like, and I'm just going to accept all the defaults. I've got about a 90-minute client coming here in a second, and so at night at 10 o'clock, so we only have a short time, but I'm trying to keep these to 15 minutes, as I mentioned. Usually I'll record 30 minutes in one stretch and then break that into 2 videos. Just trying to keep these palatable and easily watchable. I know that I want there to be a car in this scene as well, but I digress. Let me go ahead and save this pose. We got this pose where we want it. Remembering we're going to try to use our convention. That is the convention of DAS, which is a unique name for each pose and a number and the product. So I don't know that it's going to be a product, and I'm just calling them all after the title of the comic. Amaranthe. So we're going to go pose presets. I'll just get the name here from this, and then I'll call this look back 02. That'll do it. And just to show you guys once again what it looks like, the selections that you should make, right click on this, all rotations only. Since this is not a go-to pose, we just want to set it on the ground. That's what I'm doing here. Then we want to navigate down to the head. Turn the head off. The reason you do that is because it automatically turns off all those facial expressions, and then you just get the position of the head by clicking General. Hit OK. We'll go back to Studio real quick. Left click on that, and I have this script set up for Icon Creator Pro, which you're not seeing right now, but we will basically just go with that default camera render. There's an icon that's 1 by 1. Okay, Mr. Renderer. Because it's a full scene, it's taking it a bit longer to render. Typically, this renders really, really fast. There we go. Okay. So now we have a, gotta close that to get the refresh. We have a fully workable pose right there. So now I want to bring in my character, my new character, that is. I got to remember where I put her. I think she is in. Yeah, we got it. Sorry about the sinuses, guys. It's just been a little tough this year. I don't usually have sinus issues. So I've made the choices for the outfits, which I'm pretty good with here. We're just going to apply that pose that we just created, which is now here, to our figure, Amaranthe. Oh, I misspelled it there. We'll fix that later. Boom, now she'll have that girl's pose. Now we'll take our Fanny character, move it out of the way just a bit. I'm going to run a sim real fast. And we'll just do a start from memorize pose. It'll be fine. Should be good. Should be good. Another thing that I'm doing, and we'll do this while the sim is on, is that if we, oh, that's strange. We go over here to my thread. I am adding these videos a couple at a time. So if people want to follow the progress of the artwork that I'm making, they may do so. Obviously, there's no compulsion to do that. You can just look at the art if you want, but this is where we're going with the story. And if you're interested, the way I'm creating these sweet graphics is a program called Midjourney. Well, it's actually a plugin for Discord called Midjourney. And the cool thing about it is once you land on something you like, there is a way to kind of maintain consistency. And I tried different friends' faces in here. That's my wife, by the way. None of them looked as good as this one. So as far as for that particular graphic. So let's say I really like this and I want to turn this into a comic shape. That's the original right there, by the way, that came out of Midjourney. So I just go here and I change the aspect ratio. And with the same seed, hopefully it will give us very similar results, but in the shape that we need for a comic book cover. I know lots of folks on the DAS forum tend to get their proverbial panties in a bunch over AI, but I think it's kind of honest to use it like this. It's not like you're saying, hey, I created this from scratch. This is obviously a stylized cover that's not like the content of the story. Now, interestingly enough, I've been doing some thinking about how I wouldn't mind making a short book of images that I built the scene in studio and use them to guide an original AI creation, you know, through Midjourney, and then that actually be the finished piece. But it's a different workflow, and I'm sure there would be stumbling blocks and a little bit of discovery to go through. But that might be something fun to do. Who knows? This is all about fun and being active, you know, as an artist. I really hope I can stop clearing my throat. And by the way, if the audio sounds weird to you, I am using a new AI-aided plugin in the Premiere Pro Beta, which enhances the vocal and basically just takes out background noise. It does make it a little clippy at times. For some reason, I can't seem to get this webcam to record my audio loud enough. So I've already got to do a process in Premiere where I make it louder. So I just thought, hey, I'll go ahead and try this and we'll see what they think. If you don't like it, sorry. Potentially I'll stop using it later. But let's see how that worked. So we jump to, oh wow, I have so much jump present, so much work on here. So it did not do exactly what I wanted. I mean, it did something similar. Let's just let it regenerate a few times and see what happens. Dark Gothic Castle, and then I'm going to put red sky. because I really like that red sky in that one. You're getting into a completely different subject matter if you're not into Mid-Journey and how to prompt, but they still look really dope, just not exactly what I was looking for. Actually, they all look dope. But I'm just hoping I can get one that's more over that red sky style. And then the style of Jack Kirby. If you don't know who Jack Kirby is, you can look him up. I mean, you know. Anyway, back to DAS. Let's see. Oh, our simulation. Oh, I know what happened. Our simulation didn't work because I'm a dork and I did not turn the simulation on for this blowout hair. So you will note that I had the free simulation on. That's why I didn't simulate. So now I'll take that off. I'll do it again. Simulate. And we're back over to the second window looking at this amazing generation. Man, 3 of these are just, 2 of them are so good. I love this, but because it has the color red, and we're all about the color red, or the purple variation of Amaranthe. But these 2 are the strongest to me. That one is the very strongest. And I could I generate all these up, but I'm not going to do that for the time being. Now, while that is loading, I'm going to switch my ID, set ID, ID name that I want. And actually, once I really stylize this character, I can use her face to guide this generation. Now it's just the actress's face, if you will. So I'm going to generate a version with her face and see what happens. Should be working. This one is too good not to. I'm going to res all these up, actually. Basically, in this version of Mid-Journey, I think they're already high res when they're made. And you clicking that button basically just generates it out. So here we go with our... that did not work out as good as I wanted. So I'm going to try a little command here. Set ID, ID name, -if, -if, should do it. We're going to try that generation again. The app is called PixAI, I believe, that does the face swap. Yeah. And once I have this, I can just do it on all of them, just to see how it turned out. It really comes down to getting a similar shaped face for the face that you want to transform. And this subject has kind of biggest cheekbones up high, which work out a lot for these dramatized Romanesque characters. See, it's just not quite. Did not look as good as I'd hoped. Yeah, you can see that. Potentially could be cleaned up, but you can see that little bit of fading right there just to not blend in like I wanted it to. This is a little better. Okay, that does look like her a bit. That's pretty cool. That would be almost decent to start and build a cover off of. Another thing is I can actually pull this into my tablet and actually draw over it. Don't know that that's where I want to go because I suck at drawing so far, but it's something I am trying to do these days. Basically, you can just keep regenerating. I mean, if you have the Pro plan like I do, you can just keep regenerating till you get that image that works for you 100%, and I don't see any reason to not do that. So it's just a fun thing I can do while I'm running simulations like you see here. So the hair looks great. And we'll just turn that back on to freeze that simulation. So now I've got her in the scene. I'm going to remove these pants and clothing. So do not be offended. Actually, you know what? Let me just leave this on and I'll start moving the clothes over from the Fanny character. Maybe be a little bit less offensive to the screen. Just changing it to which character it's fit to. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Nothing to it but to do it, as they say. I'm also going to move that hair over too, just in case I want to use that. I can turn it off for now. And the length, 9. Boom. We'll just grab this figure and we get her out of the scene. There we go. Now I've effectively just got to turn off the clothes that I don't want to use. Let's turn that off. Fool. Can't just turn that off. That sucks. Yeah, the way it's made with layers, I have to turn all the layers off. Come on. There we go.